Hey guys, it's Ty. I'm going to share some stage 3 guidelines. I'm going to go pretty quick through this, but this presentation is available. You can pause it, but also it's going to be available in a PDF at our website. So stage 3 guidelines, it's going to be all individual type activities, some passing and receiving, but we're going to limit all training sessions to 25 or less players per field. There will be a zero tolerance non-contact policy. We don't want players, coaches touching each other. In fact, we want you guys social distancing 10 feet apart. There's going to be a designated sideline space for players to keep their gear, and you'll be able to see it. It'll be clearly marked with paint 10 feet apart. Okay, players, you have to bring your own water bottles. You can't share water bottles. Write your name on your water bottle. Be ready to go. Coach guidelines. We're asking all of our coaches to wear masks. We're asking all of our coaches to limit the equipment they're using, and they will be sanitizing the equipment after training. They're not going to allow players to share equipment. They're not going to allow players to share water bottles. And we're going to ask that parents, by bringing your players to training, you are confirming that your child is symptom-free. And when we see your kid, that is confirmation that your child is symptom-free. Coaches are going to report any confirmed cases of COVID to club leadership, and that training for that coach's groups plural will cease immediately. Coaches are complying with all local and state guidelines, and they're going to avoid training sessions that include players picking up another player's ball unless they're a goalkeeper wearing goalkeeper gloves, or heading the ball. Players, if you or a family member have a fever, cough, or a respiratory illness symptom, stay at home and let us know. It's recommended that you're using hand sanitizer. You should have your own soccer ball at training with your name on it, properly inflated. Make sure you're sanitizing your ball before and after training with the disinfectant or soap and water. Indiana Soccer has recommended you're not carpooling. They've recommended you wear masks. They've recommended wearing gloves. They've recommended washing all your clothing after training. Okay, we're asking for sure, do not congregate in the parking lots or the drop-off zones. We do not want you picking up other players' balls unless you have goalkeeper gloves on or other gloves, and you should not be heading the ball until further notice. So no volleys, no trying to score off of headers, of crossing and finishing. Do your part there, please. The club is communicating the policies and guidelines to the staff, the players, and parents, and we apologize if we're overburdening you with information, but we want to get it out there so that you can make the best decisions, and we also want you to know where we're at. Okay, so we have coaches and coordinators that is going to oversee each group. We have coaches and coordinators that will be at the fields with the masks and sanitizing products. We will communicate immediately any COVID-19 case to the local health department, and we're going to cancel trainings for the groups that have the same coach. So if a player in Coach Drew's group has a confirmed case of COVID, and Coach Drew coaches two groups, both of those groups will not train, and Coach Drew will not train for at least a minimum of 2 weeks until we get an okay from the health department. Okay, we've scheduled training so that there's a 30-minute buffer between sessions, so that there's not congestion, so that players aren't congregating, so there's not traffic jams, and people can safely go to and from without bumping into each other. Okay, and we also have entrances and exits for all the fields, so there's a map later on. Take a look at it. The parents, we're asking you just to be a model of proper behavior. Remind your child of non-contact policy. We don't want you guys at the fields, but while you're in the parking lot or in your car, you can always go for a run, but make sure you're maintaining that proper social distancing. If your child or anyone in your family has a fever, cough, or respiratory illness symptom, keep them at home. Communicate with us if there is any symptoms. Communicate with us if anyone's been confirmed with COVID-19 at the time. And then encourage your child to use hand sanitizers, wear masks. But we do not want you guys congregating in the parking lots. We don't want you at the drop-off zones and entrances and exits congregating. And then we want you helping out us and making sure your kid is sanitizing their equipment after training and washing their stuff, and doing your part. So we'll skip over this very quickly, but senior boys schedule. Notice there's a 3B and a 2A, a 2B. So normally we just go with the straight up field number. There is an A and B. For time's sake, I'm gonna fly through this. If you need to pause it, you can find it. It's also on our website. The junior boys schedule here. If you need to pause it now, or find it on our website. And the same thing with the girls schedule. Last few bits. Here is the map. Notice on the map you have 2A, 2B, whether it's the north or the south or the east or the west. We have gear spots for each of those fields, so make sure that you're spacing your gear out. We have entrances and exits. Make sure that your players know where they're supposed to enter and exit. We're going to have some signage out there. We're going to have some people helping corral and doing our best there. This is available online as well. So all this information so far, that is for stage 3 starting June 1st. The pre-academy and academy, you start June 8th. I've had questions. People have asked, hey, can I come and train? I got a refund. I didn't think that I was be able to come back since I've gotten my money refunded. No, this is for anyone that was registered with us in 2019, 2020. We want you to get you back out. We want to get you back into training. We want to get you back into soccer. But this training is only going to go until June 18th. And the key reason is we have tryouts June 22nd through 25th. And usually we have new team makeups at that point. So we want to reevaluate before tryouts, see how things go. Tryouts are probably our most important aspect of the summer. So make sure you're registering for it. If you know any players that are interested or new or want to join Express, send them our tryout registration. Have them get in touch with me or Dylan or one of the other coaches. So some quick reminders. Players, don't touch anyone. Stay socially distanced. Know what fields you're at. Know your entrances and exits. Bring your own ball and water with a name on it. And we're going to ask you to arrive 10 minutes early. Usually we say 15 minutes early, but we want 10. If you have the first training of the night and you want to get there 20 minutes early, 15 minutes early, that's fine. But if you're that second session on a field, make sure you're no earlier than 10 minutes before the time that the training is supposed to start so that we can adjust and we can get kids in and out. We want to make sure we can get back to training. I'm sick of staying at the house. I know parents are sick of having their kids at home. We want to be able to get the green light and get back to competing and training and coaching and yada, yada, yada. So any player, parent, or coach, if you're not doing your part and you're not adhering to guidelines while you're out at the field, we're going to ask you to leave and not come back until further notice, because I speak for all of our coaches. I'm probably 95% of the parents, and we're sick of sitting at home and we want to get back out. So don't make us be the bad guys and have to slap wrists and reprimand you. Just follow the guidelines and we'll be good. But if you're not going to follow them, we're going to get you out of there, because you're not going to, cause us not to be able to move forward because we can't follow some simple rules. So follow the guidelines, be safe, have fun. For more info, go to columbusexpress.com/return and you can find all this. Thanks.